Good morning. Good morning, Shane. Good morning, Tamika.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
ladies.
So, do you want to say who we are first, Shane, or should we
I mean, we should
introduce our
let go
illustrious
for our
guest?
first time listeners, long time followers. We should let them know who we are.
All right, go ahead.
Man, who are we? So, we are two seasoned corporate veterans who are here to pass along the wisdom that we've received through the lessons learned in our time in corporate America, and hope that you don't make the same mistakes that we do. But if you happen to, then you laugh while you're doing it.
Right. So, nothing but illustrious guests. We have
Nothing but illustrious guests.
fighting on our boys who broke our hearts.
Loyalty
Um,
will destroy some
yes.
relationships,
So
you
we
know.
have Tamika Bryant, my sister, my friend. She is a advocate. She's an influencer. She's a mother. She's a soccer mom, a lacrosse mom, a wife, an auntie, a sister. She's everything. She's extraordinary. So she's here today. Her podcast is Life and Pumps. I'll give you guys information about it later. But Tamika, I've been wanting to have you on for quite some time. And the last couple episodes, Shane and we've just been talking about, just getting through and like, what keeps you going and stuff like that. And I think you're really an inspiration. Shane, you don't know this, but this girl is on a plane, what, 2-3 times on average a week out doing, she's
Not
so
a
selfless.
week, my God, not a
If I feel
week.
like you're somewhere every week. So I figured you went there and came back. So that's 2 times. So, but tell our
Then
audience
in that case,
what you
okay.
do. Like tell them about the life, your lifestyle, your podcast, your advocacy work, all that.
Hello, everybody, and thank you guys for inviting me to be a part of your show. My name is Tamika, also known as Tomika Talks. As she stated, I am a health, wellness, lifestyle, and travel advocate. And my goal is always to practice what I preach. So I tell people travel. And as she stated, I am always hopping on and off airplanes, not every week, maybe twice a month, though. I believe the best way to learn is world study. Get on a plane and go see and learn some things. And then in my advocacy world, I am a 9-year breast cancer survivor. And so my goal is to make sure that our community knows everything they can about breast cancer, how to avoid it, and if by happenstance it happens upon them, what they can do to kind of just go through the journey. That's me in a nutshell.
Awesome. So my first question, obviously, like as you just mentioned, you're a breast cancer survivor. What in your travels, can you talk some about your advocacy work? And where, like, is it just? I know it's not just local, so it's all. It seems like it's just all over the country, if not all over the world. Um, but obviously, we know what kind of inspired you. But how did you say, you know what, I'm gonna I'm gonna change focus and kind of, I'm doing this. I'm in corporate America, and this is what I'm gonna make my life's calling. How did you decide that?
So really it was I feel like accidental, right? I feel like the best things happen accidentally sometimes. And after I was diagnosed with breast cancer and really going through my treatment, I attended probably every breast cancer conference I could attend. And throughout attending them, I would meet people, and oftentimes I would meet a lot of people of color. And they would share with me things that had happened to them during treatment, or things their doctors said, or things just average people were saying to them. And I would sit with them and say, that doesn't make sense. And then just throughout the conversations, like dispelling the myths and making sure that, people were getting right information. I realized that, since I was already big on social media, part of my platform really needed to include advocating for yourself. And while I am a breast cancer survivor, I also talk to people just about advocating in general, self
Mm-hmm.
care, wellness, all of that. And so that's really how this all came to be. And it's something that I practice daily in life. And so it just made it easy to keep sharing it with other people.
Absolutely, that's wonderful. So, Shandy, can you think of any burning questions for Tamika?
So many times when people are going through tough times, like any sort of sickness, but cancer especially, while there's plenty of treatments for chemo and things of that nature, one of the things that I have learned and that many doctors have co-signed is that you need to be in a more positive place. You have to be in a positive, the best positive place you can be while helping your body fight through this. So what was some of the points of positivity that you held on to while you were going through your fight?
So you are absolutely true. And I tell everybody, the journey starts with your attitude. Yes, you should cry, cuss, fuss, be angry, sad, all of that in the process. But you also got to look for those bright spot moments. And so for me, the one thing that became very important was journaling. So I needed a brain dump just so that I could keep all that crap out my head. You go to Dr. Google, it's like, oh, you got this, you get ready to die. You know, or it's like, oh, avoid, you got this because you ate candy. And I eat lots of candy. And I'm like, oh my God, I did this to myself. So you kind of got to work on some mindfulness and figure out, your place and not judge yourself, because we didn't cause this cancer and they don't really know how you got it. And so that's what makes it even harder. And then the other thing I would say is find your happy piece. So for me, it was high heel shoes. So every time I went to treatment, I always had on high heel shoes. I came in, I was excited. I was happy to be there. And that energy transferred on not only to my medical team, but to the other people that were in the treatment
Mhm.
center at the time. So people always wanted to be in the area where I was, because I'm like, no, no, we're going to have a party in here. Give me that cocktail. I know it's the Red Devil, but we're going to call it something else and we're gonna have some fun in here. So attitude is 100% the first start.
Nah, we're not going to skip over this candy thing, right? Because if you've ever watched our show, Trish and I have uh, spirited debates over what candy is best and how you're supposed to
Yeah.
eat that candy. I will never admit to Trish that I started putting my chocolate in the freezer, and that my wife now only wants to eat her Snickers or any sort of chocolates after it's been frozen.
That's Jason. You
But
can thank Jason Moncure for that. So.
like that is it still is not good as the Reese's Pieces coming out the freezer. Now,
Yuck! Reese's Pieces are
Tamika,
gross.
Tamika, what is your favorite? What is your go-to candy? If you can only eat one candy, I'll
Oh,
give you maybe two. You get two candies for the rest of your life. What are those two candies?
that is hard. I don't even think I want to play this game. That's hard. Like, you don't understand. At one point in my life, like, I used to have candy like in all my pockets and all my purses. And I like
So funny.
corner store candy, like now or
Mm,
later, Swedish
Oh,
fish, all
the
that.
yum.
Laffy
Yes,
Taffies.
I like, yes, the kind of candy that pull your teeth out. Yes, that's what I like. But lately, what I've been eating is white chocolate truffles,
Oh, you
and
done
they
got
have to
fancy
be in
on
the
us.
freezer. I don't
Okay,
know,
okay.
fancy.
Tamika been traveling. She done got her followers up. She
That
was like,
is
I don't eat that low budget shit no more. You know what I
No,
mean? I need white chocolate
no.
truffles, please.
white chocolate truffles. I don't like it's so white chocolate's so sweet to me. I can't eat that. But I do have a box of candy left over
It's
from
delicious.
Halloween that I didn't open because we ate our weight in candy because I kept buying it and buying it because I was afraid. Last year I ran out or year before. And I looked at it this morning. I was like, nope, not gonna do it. I'm not gonna open it. We're not gonna hurt ourselves anymore. So
Yeah, I would have to throw it away because there's no way I could have it like in my vicinity and I not eat
mhm.
it. And that's why I have to go exercise in the mornings, because
I
normally
see
I've
you on your
eaten
walk. I see you in your
way
walks when I'm
too
sitting in my
much
chair.
candy.
I see I see you out there. I'm like, go get a lap for me.
Yeah, no, it's big. And also, one of the big things in fighting cancer is what you eat, like you advocated. And my wife's family has a history of the women with cancer, and my wife's aunt, Aunt Lisa's probably like the coolest aunt. She's the aunt that we all want. Like, so she doesn't have any kids, and she's like 50 something years old. Looks like she's 20 something years old. She was diagnosed with breast cancer years ago, and
Mm.
she kind of went the opposite route. She decided that she was not going to get treatment, and she completely flipped her whole lifestyle. She went completely vegan. She kind of detached herself from anything of high stress. She kind of like lived her life whimsically and very like free and open, and never sought treatment. And the body did what the body does. Body self-healed. Never
Hmm.
cancer went away.
Wow.
Never went back. Has been in remission ever since. And she is the poster child of the holistic community on how to deal with cancer, right? And I see on your pages you talk about your organic lifestylist or whatnot. So what have been some of the hardest organic switches you've made in your journey to be the healthier, cancer-free version of yourself?
I think at the time that I started this organic journey, the hardest part was really eating out because you can't really go to a lot of restaurants. You couldn't at that time go to a lot of restaurants that were farm to table, and a
Mhm.
lot
Right.
have shifted and changed. But also, I don't really necessarily always trust these restaurants that throw out those you know those
Hmm.
Right.
those trendy terms. So for me, it's always eating out and just making sure that I am being mindful of what I'm putting inside my body. And as
Yeah.
I said, I still eat candy. I try to eat a better grade of candy, but I still do eat
Facts.
corner store candy. And I want to applaud, your aunt on the fact that she was able to be successful in this. So when I was diagnosed, the first thing my husband said to me is, "I know you like the natural route, but I really need you to get chemotherapy."
I'm gonna
And I
need you to
laughed
do a
at,
combination, right?
right,
Like,
and I laughed at it, and I said I didn't think of doing anything otherwise. And I said, for me as a scientist, it would be like a dereliction of duty. Like, how dare I, encourage people to trust in some of these drugs and I not put out what I say. But what I did tell people is you don't never want to have your faith 100% in anything other than
mhm.
God, and you should complement it. I have a friend right now who is that is the journey that she's choosing to take. And she's been asking me about it, and I said, it's a personal decision. I can't make that decision for you. It doesn't even matter how I feel about it. I said, but I just need you to know what's involved. And so what your aunt did is amazing because not very many people can remove stress from their life. I think that is like the hardest thing.
The hardest
And
Mhm.
part.
what's right. And it's so funny to me when I don't know if you guys saw the interview with Harry and Meghan, where Harry was saying that he thought Meghan lost a baby because she was stressed. And then all these people were like,
That's
"You
that.
can't lose a baby because you're
But
stressed." And I was like,
even
"Well, how
doctors
many
came out, like Jen, what her name, Ashton. She
saw that
said that you
from
couldn't.
ABC?"
Yeah,
I was
and she's a
so
gynecologist.
I sent her a
Oh,
message and I
bless her.
said, "Explain to me why you would say that way." I said, "You tell women when they're pregnant,
Keep the
rest,
stress down. Right.
keep the stress down. So why are
Mhm.
you saying all these things if you know it's not a factor, right?" And so that's why I say I commend her that she was able to live a whimsical life. For me, a whimsical life would be living on an island, drinking some coconut water. And I know
Right.
that's just not realistic with two
With
kids.
some vodka in it and a lime.
Right.
Okay,
But
yes,
that was the thing.
yes,
Like she, like, at least it didn't have kids. It
Did she
doesn't have
right.
kids.
retire?
And
Because I
so,
mean,
well,
work is stress.
they her and her
Life is
partner,
stressful.
they own like a couple bars or whatever. And
Okay.
so
Oh, well, that's the
uh
perfect.
Oh,
so
she
yeah,
good.
so she was
Oh,
able to
right,
completely, like,
right,
she
right.
detached herself. She was like family members that caused stress. And it was a thing because some family members were like, oh, we haven't talked to you in years, but those family members she considered stress factors in her life. And
Mhm.
so she cut them off and just kind of traveled, went to festivals, and grew her own homegrown marijuana and shrooms, and just kind of like really completely de-stressed herself. And when you meet her, when you around her, it is like you see what that type of freedom can do. When I tell you, this woman's got to be approaching 60 and looks like she's a strong 25. Like, it is like not even a hint that she ever has had any sort of cancer in her life, and she's just very chill, and like, she's just gorgeous. And so I definitely, am such a fan of hers and what she was able to do. But like you said, it's hard for, persons who have kids and, have a 9 to 5 and, community responsibilities to completely detach, because that means you may have to cut people off. You may have to cut responsibilities off in order to go down this route, because it's not just, eating vegetables. It is like a complete
Mhm.
lifestyle reset and how you do. Oh, I think I bored Tamika, so she just decided she's
She's
gonna
like, all
leave.
right, peace out.
She's like, I'm done with y'all.
Peace
Y'all.
out. A-town down.
She's like, y'all so low budget. I can't even be associated with y'all right now. And y'all like low or
She's
whatever.
spinning.
You know.
Um, all right, we'll
All
wait
right,
for her to
here
come
she's
back.
coming back in.
Is she? Oh yeah, there
Yeah.
she is. There her is.
Maybe. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what that was all about. I'm like,
All right,
what is
how do I get
happening?
rid of this one? Can I?
There we
Okay,
go.
There
there
it
we
is.
go. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that stress is, I mean, in anyone's life, stress is not it's not good. So, and I think of like all the things that I do. It's funny, like years ago I had frozen shoulder from literally just from sleeping in the bed. Like my went from one shoulder to the next, and I could barely turn the steering wheel. Like, kids, turn the wheel for me. I mean, it was terrible. Went through treatment, got acupuncture, just went to the chiropractor, did everything. And then I ended up getting foot surgery, and the pain just mysteriously went away, just, just like it came. But I just remember I remember being in so much pain and thinking I would do anything. I really understood how people self-medicate, because I was thinking I would
Mhm.
do anything to get rid of this pain. And I swore that once it went away, that I would make sure that I kept myself healthy enough for it to never happen again. But yeah, I started using CBD oil because I was told that it
Mm.
helped with pain. But it didn't help the pain, but I noticed that I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I'm still in pain, but I don't really care. Like it's okay. I was like, how calm am I? This is crazy. So that's where I started my journey with CBD oil, like for going on 5 years. So, but sometimes I find that, and I had to, when I started getting like the bigger doses, like 2,500 milligrams. I remember once I took it at night and I heard a voice and I was like, Ariel, did you hear that? She's like, no. I was like, okay. And I called Shane. I was like, Shane, I'm hearing things and my mouth is dry. He's like, you're high. I was like, how am I
Right.
high? I was like, it's cannabinoids. He's like, that. I said, there's no THC. He said, yes, so much high. I'm like, okay.
Exactly. Especially if you got a high dose. Absolutely. Yes. I'm a
Yes.
big fan of CBD. I think it's great. Especially for those people who want the effects but don't want the THC. I think it's great. So I listen, my girlfriend just had knee surgery. I was like, girl, I'm gonna send you some CBD. You need to make
Right.
sure you good. Yeah. Then I
Mm-hmm.
was
Now,
like, just go smoke some weed.
exactly. I was gonna say, as a chemist, what is are you more impressed with the new splices of cannabinoids that they're able to do now due to, our improved, machinery and chemistry equipment? Like we have Delta 10s, Delta 8s, as opposed to just like the regular, I guess Delta 7s that is actually like on the books as, illegal, quote unquote, THC levels. But now, because, we're able to have more finite machinery, we can have different levels of cannabinoids extracted from the marijuana plant. Does that impress you as a chemist? Does that inspire you?
Absolutely. So I think it's great because, the whole idea, goes back to the body healing itself and things from nature heals itself. Marijuana is a plant.
Mm-hmm.
What better way to heal yourself than with a plant? And so, it's time for, all of these states to start making it legal so people can stop going to jail behind smoking a plant,
Come on now.
basically.
When you have cannabinoids receptors in your body, that kind of tells you that maybe it shouldn't be illegal. Your body's literally designed to accept
Right.
this.
Exactly.
Your
Mm-hmm.
body is designed to accept this, and we're like, nah, we ain't. You can't have it.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why the country is the way it is, fucked up.
It is one of those things. Now, for those who can't, detach themselves from everything in life, what are like your top 3 tips to like helping folks de-stress in their
I know
regular
what her
day to
one
day?
is. Her one's shopping. But I'll let her tell you.
Well, she already told you my number one, shopping. And when I say shopping, right, I don't always mean you got to go buy something. For me, I love to go to Neiman Marcus and try on all the shoes. The salespeople don't like it, but I
Right.
absolutely love it. I try more. I walk around, like, sometimes that's all I need. Because the reality is, I don't really need all that stuff. I just like it. I think it's pretty and I want to try it out. The other thing is go to the spa or whatever your self care is. For me, it's going to the nail salon, sitting there for that 2 hours, getting that massage, and going to the spa. Like, I love that. It's something that I can just relax, relate, release with. And then the other thing is practice mindfulness. You'd be surprised how just 2 minutes with yourself can change
Ooh,
your perspective and your whole like mood and being. Yesterday I met with a psychologist and that's what we talked about. Literally 2 minutes, the deep breath. She even talked about like mindful eating, which I had never even heard of. And
What's
so just
mindful eating?
exactly right. And so what she talked about is with mindful eating, it's really like being in the know with your food. Kind of like, I think, let me see, the best way I can put it is for people who like to cook, oftentimes it's because they enjoy that experience. So
Mm-hmm.
they are kind of like being one with what they're doing. So that's mindful eating. So it's kind of like saying your food, telling your food, I need you to do what you need to do when you get inside. And so back to chemo treatment, That's what I said every time I sat in a chair. I was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna need you to get in here. I'm gonna need you to kill these cancer cells, and I'm gonna need you to get your ass out. I got shit to do. I ain't got time for this. And so, literally, that's how I approached it every time. And so, I think, with whatever you're doing in life, when you are intentional, things
Mm-hmm.
happen.
See, now we're talking about some really good stuff. See, we can get into this. The power of the tongue, the power of life and
Oh,
death in the
yep.
tongue, the power
Yes,
of
Mm-hmm.
manifestation. When I tell you,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
manifestation is real,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a subject that people feel like, oh my gosh, you start talking voodoo and all this craziness. What about all this universal? When I tell you, there are universal laws that are always in place. I don't care
hmm
what religion you talk about. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
across every single religion, from Buddhism to Hinduism to Christianity to Islam. They all talk about the power of the tongue, the power of being able to create the world that you want to be in, the
Right.
power to create whatever environment, whatever feeling you want to have. You speak it into existence. You speak it into existence just from saying exactly what Tomika talked about. When I eat this food, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to do this for me and nothing else. When I
absolutely.
am getting this chemo treatment, it's going to be this and it's going to be nothing else. When you are walking every step you take, like, this exercise is going to do this for my body. It's going
Right.
to target this muscle group. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
feel this way. What's funny is, like, there is CT Fletcher is a great power lifter on YouTube,
Yes.
and CT
hmm
Fletcher, one of his first videos is he's curling. He's doing some bicep curls, and as he's curling, he's talking to his muscles. He's like, "I command you to grow, motherfucker. I command you to grow." And people are like, "Oh my gosh, what is he doing?" But he in his most brilliant way understood you can demand what you want
hmm
out of your body.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
You
Mm-hmm.
demand it. It is not something that
hmm
just happens. Many people are just having life happen to them instead of taking control of their life. And I love the idea of thoughtful eating and thoughtful existence. Like, don't just let life happen. Like,
Absolutely.
you definitely take
And
control of
it's
your
easy
life
to
step by
get that
step.
route where every day it's just like, where did your day go? Well, it's
Yep.
like, you know,
Yep.
looking at your day and putting, and compartmentalizing and saying what you plan to accomplish. I even have a good friend of mine when I would say, "Oh, if you say so and so makes me sick," she said, "Don't say that.
Mm-mm,
No, they don't." I'm like,
mm-mm. Because your
"What are you
brain
trying
doesn't
to
know.
say?" Yes,
Your brain don't know that
right,
you are being sarcastic, or your
right,
brain
Yep.
doesn't know.
Yep.
All your
yep,
brain knows is that what you're putting out there or whatever.
yep,
And now your brain knows, okay, this person needs to make me sick. Okay, so every time I'm near this person, hear this person's voice, I
Yep.
need to
yep,
create illness in my body.
yep.
And people, oh, that sounds crazy, but your brain
It's
reacts to
no,
what
straight
you
up. Your
say.
brain does it.
hmm
It reacts to what you say, and to what your reaction. Your brain saves it.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
it's like,
I
oh, the
just had
last
this
time,
conversation with my daughter.
yeah.
We're riding home from school. We doing our usual chat, and so we might see somebody. She's like,
Is
"Oh, I
she
hate that
reading or
person."
is she talking to you?
Well, so she's driving. I'm in the passenger seat, so we're chatting. Yes, she's
Oh, look.
studying
Okay.
for her
All right.
license. Yes, yes,
She
I'm excited
finally
about
found
that.
something she can't do while she reads.
So she's like, "Oh, I hate that person," and I'm like, "Well, why do you hate them? What have they done to you?" And she's like, "Well, Mom, I don't really mean it
Mhm.
like what you think." I said, "So that's why you can't say it." I said, "There's power in words." I said, "And
Right.
the universe knows that you hate this person, and for you hating them, you're giving them too much power over you. Like, you never have to talk
Mhm.
to this person. You don't even really gotta like them, but you don't need to throw it out into the
Right.
air because now they have some power over you that you can't
Mhm.
get back." So I'm always like, change that mindset. We're not gonna talk about that.
You got to, man. I put Trisha on. I'm not sure she got the book yet, but if you
It
have not
hasn't
read,
come yet, Shane. It has
if
not
you haven't
come
read
yet.
The Secret is one of
Yes,
the most core fundamental
years
books.
ago.
If you've ever listened to anyone of any high value of success in this world, this is one of the books that everyone talks about. From The Secret
Mm-hmm.
to The Alchemist,
Mm-hmm.
these are books that they talk about
Mm-hmm.
is one of the cornerstones of their success. And The
Yep.
Secret is basically a breakdown of the law of attraction and how you attract everything you want into your life, good or bad,
Yep.
by your feelings, by your words, by the energy you put off. And that's something I tell my kids all the time. Positive energy, positive vibes at all times, no matter what you're
Absolutely.
feeling. And your
Mhm.
feelings are a great indicator as to where you're at in your like alignment with God and the universe. Because when you're feeling down, you're feeling out of place, you're feeling
Mhm.
sad, your frequency is off. And now, you got to figure out what that thing is that gets your frequency back in alignment to what you want out of life, right? You can't want the best out of life, but walk through your life, feeling sad and feeling depressed. So whether it be a favorite song, a favorite memory, whatever the case may be, find something that can shift your feelings, get you back in alignment, to get you in a positive vibe, so your body can be more relaxed. Because if we ever pay attention to our bodies, when we're stressed, when we're upset, we're very tight, we're very tense, we're very clenched, and that's not good for your body, right? It's basically your soul is cramping, and that's not good, man. You got to find that thing that keeps you in the positive, relaxed vibe at all times.
Listen, I could not agree more. I listened to The Secret. My goodness, it's probably been like 15 years since I read the book. I went to like all these seminars on it. I believe it. I absolutely believe that I can manifest a
Anything
life
you
that I
want.
want. Absolutely, I
Any
completely
single
believe
thing you
it.
want.
And when I say it to people, often they think I'm crazy. And even like when I talk with my family, I'm very big on a vision board. My family's like, oh,
What you
again. I'm like,
talking about?
yup.
I make me and my wife make our kids do
So
vision
is
boards
Shay.
every year.
So we are doing ours. Listen, so I started mine. I haven't finished, but I told the kids they have until the end of the month. I said, we don't got to do it together as a family, but you have until the end of the month to figure out what your map of the year is. And so last year,
That is
literally,
awesome.
I said, I'm traveling. I was like 2020, I was down. 21, I did a little bit of stuff. And I was like, nope. Literally, I put a plane on my little vision board and I said, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And literally every month I was on a plane.
I think even
Then
my
I stayed.
daughter on the same thing, because her vision board this year says she plans to go to Paris, Jamaica, and Hawaii. I'm like, okay, so
Tell her to
I
call
guess
me. Tell her to call
we
me.
going to
Ariel's vision board is all TikTok. She's like, I want to go somewhere for my birthday next month. How about Bali? How about here?
love
I
it.
mean,
That's
she's
what's up.
like, so
Well, you
I'm
already
like,
know she's my kid. Tell her to
oh
call me.
yeah.
I'm
I'm
going
like,
to. I'm
Ariel,
going to.
I'm like, meanwhile, her passport expires this month. She is mad at me. She said, does that mean I can't go anywhere next month? I said, yeah, I don't think we'll have it back by then. She's not a
You
happy
need to
camper.
expedite that thing.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that Jason and I both have to go over because she's 15. So we both have to go. So I have to
Oh yeah, so both
wrangle.
y'all can sign the paperwork and everything. Yeah.
And the courthouse is closed because they had flooding over the holiday. So, and I can't get an appointment at the post office because it's backed up. The courthouse is, come first serve.
Right.
But the office is closed because they had flooding. So I'm going to take her somewhere. It may not be in a wonderful trip to. We were going to go to Paris because my niece is in Paris. She goes to art school there. She's getting her MBA.
Nice.
But we'll make it there this year.
Let me know because I'm going. Listen, it's on my list. So my daughter is
Okay.
actually going to Paris, to France with her French class. It's a French exchange trip.
Is it in
So
May?
Yes.
Okay. That's
Yes.
usually when the kids go. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So I'm
going.
You know what? Let
going
me know too, because shit, if we're gonna be black and have our daughters in Paris, my daughter gonna be in Paris. Shit, I'll bring my daughter too. We can all have our daughters in Paris.
Let's
You know
do
what I'm
it.
saying?
Look, I already told my daughter I'm going. I'm going. I was like, I ain't even got to see you while you there, but I'm going.
Yeah, no, I love this energy. Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to us having all our daughters together in Paris. That would be a dope little picture. Dope. We should really make sure we put our energy towards that and make that happen. Because that's real. Like manifestation, speaking which one is real, even down to like simple things like parking spaces. Anyone in my family would advocate to you. We do not get bad parking spaces. And at first it was like a joke. It was like, how is this possible? But I literally, when I pull into a parking lot, I expect that I'm going to get the best parking space possible. And I do. I lie to you.
Well, what is the best parking space? Because my husband would say that's in the back of the lot. And let's walk like 2 parking lots over.
Right. That's the healthiest
parks
parking
as far
space.
away as possible.
Yeah, no, we park we get as close as possible up front,
wherever
we're
one
at.
Step off a handicap.
Basically what it is, one step away from handicap at some point in time, we get the best parking spaces. It's not even something that it is. I wish that everyone understood the power of manifestation and the power of being able to control your reality and whatnot. Like Tomika was so beautiful and eloquent in saying how she spoke to the chemo as it went through her body in ensuring that it did what it was supposed to do. And it did what it was supposed to do, and it left.
And nothing more. Don't do too much.
Don't do too much. Come in here,
do what you gotta do. You're doing too much.
Yeah. Exactly. Nope. I was like, get in here, do your job, and get your ass out. Right. We ain't got time to play around. Don't be looking for nothing else. Get in here, kill what you need to kill, and get out. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm all about the power of intention.
The power of intention. You have to understand that, because I was just talking to my sons about this last night, that when you really try to get into this conversation, you understand that time and placement is not really linear. It's all encompassing. It's congruent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because who we are right now, we're currently in our past, our present, and our future. And I say that sometimes people are like, what are you talking about? Well, who you are right now is an exact reflection of every decision you ever made in your past. The
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
present is everything that every decision, big or small, that you ever made in your past is reflecting upon exactly who you are right now. And everything you're doing
Mm-hmm.
right now is going to be reflected in your future self. You are literally creating your future self
Right.
as you exist in this
Hmm.
current time. So
I've always believed that.
yeah.
But what people have to be mindful of too is that you can't sometimes I'm always just so careful about the decisions that I make, because I know how impactful they can be and how you can
Hmm.
look next week, next year, 10 years from now to see, the result of that. And you can't beat yourself up too sometimes if you do have a slip where you're like,
Yeah,
oh, I
you
didn't
gotta
mean to
just
do
take
that.
that
Like I
lesson that
thought
you
I
learned.
should have zigged and I zagged,
Absolutely.
so you have to keep
And
moving. So
sometimes we also got to realize that in failing or making a mistake, that could have been a part of the plan, because we might not
mhm.
have appreciated it had we
Come
got
on
there
now.
too quickly. So sometimes we
Come
do
on now.
need to backtrack in order to be like, wait a minute, okay, this just happened. Let me regroup and figure out what I need to do. I
Mhm.
always tell my kids it is okay to fail, but it's what we do
Yep.
in the moment that we fail
Yep.
that determines what happens next. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you get things too early, that could be a mistake. And I was talking to one of the dads at basketball practice about this last night, that's one of the unforeseen things with all this NIL money, is that these college kids fresh out of high school, even high school kids, are now being given hundreds of thousands of dollars. Right now, there's some kids who are making NIL, they're making millions, literally. But then,
Hmm.
like, if you're just on a good team, like you're on, like, Duke or UNC, or NC State, you're just on their basketball team. Just by being on that team alone for 4 years of life, you're going to be making 400,000, and you were making nothing before. Like,
Hmm.
that's a
Mhm.
lot to be given
Hmm.
quickly. And there are going to be
Hmm.
lessons that these
Yes.
kids are going to learn from that are going to suck for them when they leave school.
Yep.
But hopefully down the line in their life, they're going to be able to be a better person because of it. Because you can be given too much too soon, and
Yes.
if you are given too much too soon, you're going to make mistakes.
Hmm.
And
Well, that
Absolutely.
well that can happen in the NBA or whatever. I mean, a
Hmm.
lot of times it does
The
happen. So
lottery.
at least
you
right.
got
I
to be
mean, look at
smart
the
about it.
Which
lottery.
did I
Those
win?
people. No, I'm playing
When is
today though. The drawing is tonight. I am playing today though. I have
oh,
not
I
played
played
yet.
already.
No,
Yeah, I
no. So
played
the drawing
already.
is tonight, and so I always say, so I've been manifesting this. That's why I haven't played yet. I'm playing today, and I've been manifesting this. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna come home with like 300 million. And I said, let me talk about what I'm gonna do with this money so that it is
Mhm.
not wasteful and I'm not impactful. And then I said, the other day I was at Nordstrom and I was about to buy some shoes. And I said, no, don't buy these shoes because you are showing God that you're going to be a good steward of that money
Mhm.
that He's about to deposit in your account. So don't buy those shoes. Wait until he deposits this 300 million in your account. Then you go buy those shoes. So I'm all about, manifesting it and being
Facts
intentional. Like this
from
money's
top to
coming. This is
bottom.
what I need to do. I need to pay it forward. I need to send some kids to college. I got a whole big
Mhm.
plan for my 300 million. Maybe I'll include you guys on my Paris trip with
There
my
you go.
Well,
300 million.
not maybe. Because
Yes.
you could whatever you say is what you'll do. So you
Yeah,
can't
I
say you
will
can't
pay for
start
the
off with a
Paris trip.
maybe. See,
I will
Shane and
pay
I
for the
have
Paris
a
trip
we have
when
a
I get the
yeah,
$487 million into
yeah,
my account.
because Shane and I
It's
have
on
an
me.
understanding that I win. I guess he has a clear with Christian, but
I already cleared up with Christian. You good?
oh, did
We
you?
already talked. Oh yeah, we good. I did the same. I'm like Tomika. Like I am very intentional about winning this money, and it has been planned out. The the lottery tickets already been signed on the back of it. It has already been put in the safe because that's where I would keep it if once it actually happened. The foundation has been the foundation in which we're going to put our 10% has been created to advocate for it. Like everything is literally in place so that when it's actually manifested in the physical, that we can just keep it moving forward. Conversations have been had with the proper banking persons. I've already had the proper
I
trust
hear
set
you.
up. It
Mhm.
is it is the manifestation is real. You want to put out the energy you want from the universe, and the universe is this beautiful creature that God has created and given to us. And one of the easiest ways to view it is to look at it like a genie, right? And people be like, oh, well, if I want this, and religions are good and bad about this. They make you feel like the bigger request that you have of the universe and God, the more you have to do to be able to get it. Oh, you need to go on a 50-day fast, or you need to go in. But in reality, we're talking about God who created everything in a matter of 7 days. And we're talking about a universe that exists, everything. So there's no request, there's no ask that's big or small, from parking space to, $1.3 billion. It is the same. Like, we've never seen a genie be like, oh, wait, hold on. You asked for what? Let me see if I can figure out how to create this thing that it's all a snap of a finger. Like, genies don't care. God doesn't care what you ask for. The universe doesn't care what you ask, but you have to be intentional about your ask. You have to be sincere about your ask. You have to have the right energy and love about your ask and whatnot. So, if you want this, if you want to get the next $1.3 billion because I received it this time, be intentional about what you're going to get for the next time, right? Mega Millions is about 400 million. Powerball is about 400 million. So after after you guys hear that someone has won the 1.3 billion, and
first we'll see that it was in North
I
Carolina.
have it. You guys can focus your energy on getting the Powerball, and I will be right here to help you guys.
Now I hope your number still works.
I got you, Trish. We good to go because we're gonna be
fully
traveling around.
I play online, but I pick my numbers now. I pick my numbers, so they can't trick me because I pick. It's all of our birthdays.
That's what my husband did too. I don't trust that. I need to physically go in, and I need to go to I need to look at my ticket, and I need to be like, give me the number.
I told her this.
No, Shay, you said don't do a quick.
I said don't do it online. I said don't do it online
because it saves my numbers. Oh,
see,
it don't feel good to me.
It don't. My husband did it. My husband did it online. I was like,
my spirit don't sit well with doing it online.
But see, it sent you an email. Oh, that's so funny. Maybe Jay just ran out. Maybe I'll ask him to play my numbers.
My spirit don't sit well with that online stuff.
That is
so
I need to go to the gas station, that little rundown gas station, round the way. You know what I'm saying?
Where all the candy is old, all of that. Yes.
Yep. Got a little moldy scent to it.
I know, that's right. I guess I need to do some research to see how many people won a big number by playing online. I know the bathroom. The
bathroom ain't quite right. I'll tell you this: you've never heard of a Mega Millions or a Powerball pot being won in Manhattan. You've never heard it being won in Los Angeles. You've never heard it being won in Dallas, Texas. You've never heard of it being won in Seattle, Washington, or Washington, D.C. For some reason or another, I think, you know what? And Tomika, I'm about to listen. Maybe it's because the persons who live in these big cities don't have the same level of belief or need for this money, and it's the persons who live in these smaller cities, these smaller towns, who are in more dire financial circumstances, have a deeper belief and desire for these funds, and therefore you always see these large pots being won in smaller towns, smaller cities, by persons who are more disenfranchised, right? And I think that goes back to being the power of belief and manifestation. Because if you got a few $100 million in your bank account, you go play this for fun. You're not really sitting there
like, let me see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. You're not sitting there putting your energy into it like, I need this. But when you are not sure how you're going to pay rent, when you're not sure how you're going to pay for food, and you got this ticket in your hand, all your energy, all your thoughts are going towards manifesting that second. And that is my belief on why you always see persons in smaller towns, small cities winning these large pots of money, because they just desire it more and request more from the universe and God to make that happen. So,
I'm with you.
Channel your energy.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm looking forward to Paris. I'm really excited now about having our daughters together in Paris. We're gonna do a podcast from that.
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely serious. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, tell me. Well, Tomika, when does she get out of school? Did she get out in May or she get out in June?
No, she gets out in June.
Okay. Because Ariel and Jackson get out at the end of May. So give me the dates and we'll
Okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
we'll
gotta look
talk
them
about
up.
that. We'll do a little
Okay, yeah,
end of June
absolutely.
something. Yeah, we'll put that together.
Okay,
Yeah, and then
yeah,
my
Yeah.
niece
I'm
is
with it.
there and she's fabulous. So she can take the girls or take us all around. Like, yeah.
I
So
love it. Yeah,
yeah,
I
I said
love
we
it.
don't
I'm
need
with it.
Emily in Paris. We have Jordan in Paris.
Listen, I told people I was like, "Oh, it's about to be Tamika in Paris." I binged that show. First of all, I had to watch it twice because I was so like in love with her look. I
Oh,
wasn't really
you weren't
paying attention
listening
to
to
the
them. You're
show.
like, oh, what is she
Right.
wearing?
I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh wait, is it a good show? Let me go back and watch it again." And then I
That
was
is
like,
so funny.
"Oh, I like this." I was like, "Oh, this can be Tamika in Paris. Let me get this set up." So yeah, I'm ready. They need a black girl magic in Paris. So I'm ready.
Right. Absolutely. I know because I see like Jordan was there. The next week she was doing like dressing people for fashion shows. I'm like looking like one of the models. And she's working on a shoe line, which is right up your alley, Tamika. So
Yes.
yeah, she's
So
she's like,
so that's actually why I want to go there because I really want a shoe. I want to design a shoe. And I always get invited to Paris Fashion Week and I'm like,
mhm.
I can't go to Paris this week. Like, can y'all stop inviting me at the last minute? So, but it's on my list to get there. So, we'll see. But yes, that's what I want to do. I want to design my own shoe.
Yeah, I'll need to have you talk to Jordan then. You
Yes, please.
you can work on
Yep.
something together. Well, talking about like manifestation and feelings, yesterday was the anniversary of my sister would have been 52. So I asked Alexa what was the date, and she told me, and I was like, and I just kept going on about my day. I talked to my mom, and I don't usually say anything to her. Like I might text her afterwards, like, "Do you know what today is?" And she'll say yes. So we talked, and then I hung up, and I was like, "Oh, today's the 12th." So I called her back. I said, "Are you okay?" She said, "Yeah, we just talked." I said, "No, are you okay?" And she's like, "I'm okay. We just talked." I said, "You know what today is?" She's like, "It's the 12th." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "I'm okay." I'm like, "Good." I was like, I just didn't want you to think I forgot. So, but then I started to kind of feel a malaise, and I was like, nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it. I'm
Good.
not going to do it. I'm like,
Good.
yeah, I'm going to be like, this is going to be a good day. Like, cause yeah, we control it. We cannot let the universe control us.
Absolutely.
We have to control what we can control. And you wake up with the mindset that it's going to be a good day, and it'll be a good day. So,
And sometimes I think that we have those moments where we those dates pop up and we're not really sure like what's happening. Our body is
mhm,
giving us some different energy, just as a reminder to let the person, you and the person know that you're still thinking of them and that you love
right.
them. So I always tell people, while it's sad that people have passed on and all of that,
Mhm,
let those memories be what gives you that like warm chill. And when you see something that reminds you of them, don't let it make you sad. Let it
right.
be a reminder that the person is
Mhm,
like, I'm watching you. I love you. So,
yeah,
Facts. That is facts.
absolutely.
Well,
So,
definitely. It's been dope having you on here. Tamika. We have
thank
to do this
you.
again, make this a regular thing,
Yes,
and definitely try
anytime,
to
anytime.
get more of your your social media following sprinkled upon us a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Each one teach one,
sprinkles.
reach, like if you're gonna climb the ladder, reach back and help those up behind you as well.
So I did. How you think y'all got here on StreamYard?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? We
Right. No,
appreciate that.
absolutely. I was like, Tamika, how do I do what? She's like, get yourself, do this, do that. I'm like, all right. But I have a girlfriend of mine.
Absolutely.
She used to be Jackson's nanny years ago. And she is on TikTok. And I think her handle is greedy fat girl. It's not spelled, it's kind of spelled phonetically. And she's had videos have gone viral at least 3 or 4 times, like over 1 million views. And so she's working on a cookbook and aprons and all this stuff. I was like, can you share some of my stuff?
And so I think the thing with TikTok, right, is, I'm not really a big fan of TikTok. People keep telling me I need to be on it. So every now and then I'll
Mhm.
sprinkle something on there. I think the thing with TikTok and why it is a lot easier to go viral is that TikTok wants to share all your stuff. Like they
Mhm.
want to put it out there. TikTok wants people to hit millions of views. Instagram really doesn't because, it's like people pay for advertising. And if I let you organically get to 1 million, why should this business continue to pay? Whereas
Right.
with TikTok, it's different. TikTok wants all of that. They want all of that. And so I think that with TikTok, when you find your niche and your community, they reciprocate. Like they show up.
Mhm.
Like they share, they do that remix with it, all of that. So I think
Right.
especially people who do like cooking,
Yeah.
exercise does well. And people
Mhm.
who do like dress with me, like that type of fashion thing, I think that type of stuff does well. And travel does well. So people are like,
Mhm.
put your travel things on there. So in the new year, that's my plan. But I don't think I'll ever really focus on TikTok because at some point I feel like the government is going to ban TikTok because
Yeah,
it's in
TikTok ain't
China.
gonna be around much longer. TikTok had not around in the US much longer. We've already
Right.
started having a few colleges have already banned TikTok on their campuses from their
They
students.
have?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And so,
Yeah.
this whole reign of because basically the fine print of TikTok basically says that they have complete access to
Your
your
stuff.
IP,
Yep.
your searches, and everyone
Yep.
around you. Not just
Yep.
yours, but everyone
Yep.
around you. So even if you don't have TikTok on your phone, if any of your kids have TikTok in their house, then TikTok then has access to everything that you're searching for as well.
Wow.
So TikTok has basically the more people in the US that have it, the more they
Mm-hmm.
The
allow people to
more,
go
yeah.
viral, the more people want to be on TikTok, the more
Yep.
access they have to basically everything that the US is doing from top to bottom, right? And
Yep.
so the government
Yep.
now, as much as we hate him, Trump was on this like 2 years ago. He
He
was like,
was.
yo, he really was telling us, yo, we need to get rid of TikTok. But
But it
everyone
was the
thought,
way he said
yeah,
it. That's the
Trump was
problem.
trumping. Trump was
And I was in the
trumping.
background like, oh, he right, but
Yeah, he
it's
right, but
him.
nobody wanted to
Say
say he
the
was
right
right. It was like,
words.
maybe he ain't right. But he right. And
He
so
was.
now everybody else is now trying to like quietly say he was right and get rid of it because you've basically been given, a foreign entity access to
Mhm.
US
Mm-hmm.
information for the last 2 or 3
Yeah.
years now, or whatever. So
Yeah.
I highly doubt TikTok is in the US over the next few years. And then the more we learn about how the algorithms for TikTok is different in the US
Oh,
than
than
the
it is in
algorithms for
China.
TikTok in Asia, like
Mhm.
while our algorithms are very jovial and very jokey and very
Buffoonery. Mhm.
buffoonery, while and their algorithms are very scientific and educational and advocates
Mm-hmm.
growth and community and
Mm-hmm.
they ain't dancing over there, right? Your little
Mhm.
Mm.
viral things that ain't what's popping in China. That's
And
not how they
so,
go viral.
and so for me, that was the original reason that I wouldn't get on. And so I had an account because we used to do TikTok dances with like my lacrosse team, but I wasn't really posting them anywhere. I just needed to monitor and see what they were doing. And I said to people, I just don't take pleasure in seeing adults making a fool of themselves. I don't know. I guess it's what y'all like. I just don't take pleasure in that. So I never wanted to join.
Mhm.
And I said, at some point we got to recognize that this just isn't right. And then the growth of it, like it just doesn't make sense. And I tell people that all the time. And I'm like, I don't want to study TikTok because I don't want to be on TikTok like that. I was like, so you might get a little video here or there, but you're not gonna get any consistency from me.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game. Like, we playing checkers. China over here playing chess.
Right.
They're like, yo, our kids are being focused on science, education,
Mhm.
community,
Mm-hmm.
helping, growing. We want to have your
Mm-hmm.
kids focused on like,
Mm-hmm.
eating as much as they
Eating a
can,
eating a
dancing.
spoonful of cinnamon.
Yeah, eating
Mm-mm.
cinnamon,
No.
like
Or breaking into people's cars.
breaking into people's cars,
Wait a
random
minute,
like
that's the thing? That's
yeah,
a TikTok trend?
it was the where they were
Hyundai,
breaking
it was
into
the Hyundais
Hondas.
and
It
Kias.
was like old school
Yep.
Hyundais. They showed you how to like,
Yep.
steal a car and like it was a joke or whatever, right?
Yep.
Or
What?
yeah, man. And just we like you said, buffoonery. We are so consumed with buffoonery that we are not paying attention to like really educational growth. And that's putting us behind in the global fight of, just being technologically advanced and just a more better society. So their society is growing. Our
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
societies, dancing and
Mm-hmm.
entertaining ourselves, and they're winning. Like China's playing chess out here,
Absolutely.
and we
Oh,
are we are pawns on their chessboard.
I was gonna say we're not even playing. We are
Right.
exactly pawns because
Yeah.
also if you think about the amount of people that really control Twitter in the US and the growth of it, they're young people and young people put everything on social media.
Mhm.
So China's like, oh yeah, do that. Oh, okay, now I got that. Now, oh, this is what they do. So that's why it's so easy. That's why I said at some
Mhm.
point they are going to have to like ban it. It's gonna have to happen. We'll
They
see
have to
when.
happen. You literally have to shut it
Mhm.
down at some point in time. It's
Yeah.
just not good for us from a global perspective to have TikTok, to have a Chinese controlled,
Mhm.
an Asian controlled social media app that clearly lets you know that they're going to control and see everything. Because what about when you have senators' kids using TikTok? And the next president has young kids in the White House and they got
Mhm.
TikTok on their phones. Or Secret Service kids got TikToks on their phones. And
Mhm.
now that gives
Mhm.
TikTok access to the Secret Service phone. And now
Mhm.
they like it is literally a
Mhm.
scary hole when you think about
Mhm.
how far this could go down or whatever.
Well, I mean,
Mhm.
even if you don't
Mhm.
have TikTok, our phones, our devices are all spying on us, and those systems can be hacked into. I mean,
Yeah. The next great
Yeah, but
war.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna go ahead, finish.
No, I was saying right, but the thing with TikTok is it is already that they're pulling the information. So it's public. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So you don't gotta, like with our phones, you kind of gotta hack it a little bit. With TikTok,
Yeah,
you don't gotta hack it.
you
They
don't
are
gotta hack.
putting it
It's
out
just
there. It's
there.
there.
It literally
Right.
It's
just there.
there. Right.
And I
Right.
was like, dang, we can create like all these little hacking groups to go do this, like with spies and all this stuff. Or let's just create an app,
Right.
put it in the fine print, which no one's gonna read,
Mm-hmm.
and send it out. And
Yep.
we make a couple people millionaires. We give a lot of couple
Yep.
people money. We do
Yep.
this, and now we just have it spread and just
Yep.
go. And now we have access to
Yep.
all the world's, not just the U.S.
Yeah.
government, to all the world's
Mm-hmm.
government. China
Mhm.
literally has access to every
Mhm.
single country
Mhm.
and their statistics, how they move, what they eat, what they like, what they listen to. Like they are just creating a portfolio of how to. If they wanted to make infrastructural attacks on different countries, they know how to because they know what
Mm-hmm.
everyone uses, how frequently everyone uses it, when they use it, what
Mhm.
things are like. They know everything about
Mm-hmm.
everybody. Like they are playing chess with the world, and we're all pawns on their board. So yeah, TikTok probably will not be in the
And
U.S.
it's all done. It's like the seven deadly sins, right? Vanity.
Oh, come on
Mm.
now.
So it's like,
Vanity,
oh, everybody wants to
greed.
be famous.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Like
Yep.
everyone wants to be
Yep.
famous. Everyone wants to
TikTok
do
famous.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
buddy.
Yep.
So that's that. So yeah, so we are definitely gonna make sure we have Tamika on here again when she can bless us with her time once more. We will definitely be doing a June show in Paris. Let's make that happen. It'll be dope to do our show
Yes.
all together with the Eiffel Tower in the background. That'll be. I see that, and we're gonna manifest that and make that happen.
Right.
Oh, I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Yes. Yes.
So, so
Okay.
Tamika, tell everyone how they can reach you.
You can reach me on Instagram at Tomika Talks. That's Tomika Talks. You can find me pretty much everywhere else at Life and Pumps except YouTube where I'm Tomika Talks.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for
Thanks for
taking the
having
time. I know
me.
you're busy and we had to wrangle you in for today. And thanks for giving us more time. I know we said 15 and we took
It's
more.
never
So,
it's never a 15-minute talk. It's impossible to have a 15-minute conversation unless it's like one small iota of a
right.
topic. That doesn't
Right.
happen. But thank you guys. I look forward to coming back. And when this link drops, send it to me so I can share it out.
All right.
Appreciate
We'll do. Thank you. Okay. That was awesome. That was awesome, Shane.
Still live.
Yeah, we're still recording. So, because I just wanted to hit on a couple quick things.
Mm-hmm.
You saw where the bills are paying Damar's Hamlin's contract $3.64 million,
Facts.
even though he's on the injured reserve list.
Mm-hmm.
That should be a thing across the board.
Definitely should be.
Should be. I mean, can we make that a thing? Oh, did you see? I sent you the thing on ODB.
Nah,
Him getting
let
his
me
nigga
see.
wake up call.
ODB's dead though.
No, not old dirty bastard.
Oh, you talking
Odell
about
Beckham.
Odell Beckham Jr.
I said
OBJ.
ODB.
I was
OBJ.
like that. They woke that nigga up. I was like,
OBJ.
that nigga's up. Like, goddamn. Like, okay. Nah,
Baby,
yeah,
come
OBJ.
on. Baby, come on. ODB. That is so funny that I wrote ODB. OBJ. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
you know,
ridiculous.
I just have rules about planes. Like you gotta do better. You got to conduct yourself like you understand that you're black at all times, especially when you're in very public places like a plane. Like you don't have the luxury of, not being aware of what your skin color is,
Yeah.
because you gonna get treated like a nigga, very quickly.
Yeah. That was, you guys go check out the video and let us know what you think. Did you watch the Golden Globes the other day?
I did not, but I've seen highlights and I've seen
Have
Jared
you seen
Carmichael
Eddie
cutting.
Murphy's? Have you seen
Yeah, Eddie
Eddie
Murphy's top 3 tips on how to be successful. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Just keep Jada's name out your mouth. You'll be just
Right.
fine.
Pay your
Okay?
taxes, mind your business, and keep Will Smith's wife's name out your motherfucking
mouth. You'll be just all right.
I know we're going to talk about Meghan and Harry coming up. I have not. Now, Tamika, she'd be perfect to talk about that because she has the book. She just got it, I think, yesterday. Are you going to get the book?
What, Tamika's book?
No, Meghan Spare. Harry's
not getting
book.
that book. I could give one. I don't even have a fuck anywhere to give about what goes on with the royal family.
I know, but you
Like,
were talking. You said we needed to talk about it, and
yeah, we
I
should talk
told you,
about it because it's world news. Well, we should talk about what what they're saying. But I'm not. Listen, man. Rich racist white people talking about how their other family
well,
members
not rich,
are
wealthy.
wealthy racist white people are talking about their other family members being pieces of shit. Like, like we knew this. Like, I didn't need a book for you to tell me that your uncle is a pedo, that your grandmother is racist, and that your brother didn't want a black sister-in-law. Like, I pretty much knew this when you know I was old enough to understand who the British royal family is. Like, there's nothing that he's saying that's shocking at all. Like, just nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
Speaking of I
I
think
haven't.
Megan got her nigga wake up call when she joined his family or whatever. Because I think she was so used to skating that this was shocking to her. But that's a whole nother
Right,
subject for a whole
blow
nother
drying
day.
her hair and keeping it
Yeah.
moving.
Hmm.
As long as she didn't go swimming, she was all right. Okay, so did we say what we're going to talk about next week?
No, we have not talked about what we're going to talk about next week. But I
I guess
think
we'll figure that out.
next week there's just a lot of changes going on with the economy and a lot of people kind of in flux with their jobs and working. We're going to talk about probably how to figure out what your next move is for your career and, updating those resumes that have not been touched on in a while, like those persons who've been in their jobs for 10, 15 years that may be going through layoffs now. And, you need to get your resume updated, you need to get it spruced up and what should be on there, what shouldn't be on there. We'll touch on those things next week.
And work-life balance, that's something that I want to talk about as well. I saw where the CEO, was it Xerox, but she's black woman, talked about how she wouldn't have been where she is today had she not missed some games, football, basketball, whatever, kids games. And it's okay. Basically give yourself permission to do you. And she left raising the kids, or tending to their daily needs, to her her late husband. So I think when we talk about work-life balance, we're always talking about women because we're the ones that have to balance. So I want to kind of dig deeper into that as well.
Yeah, we definitely should because I think that people just men accept that we're not going to have work-life balance, but that's something that should not just be or whatever. So definitely jump into that.
All right, so all right, how exciting! So tell everybody how they can find us.
Man, where we gonna be at? We're gonna be on the Twitter. We'll be
Twitter.
on the StreamYard. We'll be on any podcast streaming services that you may know of. You can find us out there.
That's
You can
right.
also peep our YouTube page. You'll see the videos of our podcast, and you can also find our IG. We'll put up snippets and thoughts and things that are on our minds. And Trish will have her what the fuck corner and all these.
I know I keep saying it. We're going to do our new segment. What is it? Florida Man.
Yes, we'll have a Florida Man.
I forgot to type in Florida Man today because that's always a treat. If you want a treat, if you just want to laugh, type Florida Man in your
It's
search.
not even that hard anymore. Just type in Florida Man.
Florida Man. That's it, and you will be delighted. And
you'll have access to our apparel pretty soon. We'll have our
yes, because I've changed our website so that it could have a marketplace. I just need to kind of get some help. They sent me some directions. GoDaddy did on how to set it up. So I did some stuff the other day. I need to do that. Yes. All right. Yeah, we're gonna do what? Sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, mugs. So black, white, and gray. Well, black, white, red, and gray. And we're gonna revamp our videos. We have someone that we're working with to revamp our videos and do some good graphics and all that good stuff. So we are putting out there, we're in the universe that this
the
is
number
our
one
thing.
podcast. Yes, the number one podcast for your listening pleasure.
Yep. I got some analytics the other day and it said that it was like you've created X amount of hours of material more than 95%. So I'm like, that's right. That's right. So we're gonna
keep the momentum moving.
Yeah, like everybody's watching. So
boom.
Yeah.
Do it like everyone's watching.
All right, my friend.
Love.
Well, have a great day. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.